Hello everybody, I'm Serta and welcome back to Satisfactory. I've started cleaning this place up a bit, moved the space elevator to its new position. Haven't moved the hub yet, but I've got this little area that I've been kind of fiddling around with to see how it goes, not entirely sure. And also preparing for the next stage of power, which is not too far away. But today we need to get drones. And we need to get drones because trains sometimes just aren't going to do the trick. Now I'm going to head back to base so I can just show you what I mean. So we're back at the hub, which will eventually move, and we finished everything in tier 7. Now tier 8, drones. In order to get drones, we need radio control units. We haven't made those yet. So that's the first thing we're going to do, and that was unlocked in the previous tier, control systems development, which also unlocked the supercomputer. Now the reason that drones have become very important is because over there is my AI limiter building. Now I could put a train in there and run a track through all the way down to the base where we need those AI limiters for the supercomputers. But why would I do that if I can have drones? Anyway, so that's what we're up to today. Let's get stuck in. Alright, well I've extended a bit of a platform over here, so we are coming down to the area where we're doing our crystal oscillators and the adaptive control units, I believe they are. Yep. So that's this area. So what I've done is I've put a couple of manufacturers over here, and these are set to do radio control units at 2.5 per minute each, and I've got 2 of them. They need aluminum casing, crystal oscillators, and computers. Now, crystal oscillators being made right there. Computers are on a line over there. Aluminium casing being made way down there, but I brought a belt through, so here they are. So that should make this easy. All I have to do is route some belts around this way, and then I've already got a line coming out with some crystal oscillators. So I'll bring these through at ground level, plug the conveyors in, join them up, add this line in here, straight. Good. Crystal oscillators sorted. Let me just make sure this recipe is set. It is. Okay, so I haven't attached power as yet. Now what will happen here is these will come out and go straight into the storage box, which will stock up, but it will also feed the dimensional depot upstairs so that I have stuff on hand, because drones are not cheap to make. Anyway, so now I need to tie into the computer line, which is here, and the aluminium casing line right over there. And I did put these lines very close together, so there's going to be some clipping. I apologize in advance. Unless I do something a little different. I put it over there and then remove a couple of sections of belt. That one, well, it's only one section of belt. Get that in there. This I will bring to around here and then put it in there. There we go. Somewhat elegant solution. And now this will go up, and I think what I'll do is I'll bring this one right up to the top. And just because these are already Mark 1, I'm just going to carry on with Mark 1. I don't need a lot of them. As you can see, it's only 2.5 per minute. The aluminium casing, on the other hand, well, that could also be Mark 1, but that's a little bit more, 40 a minute. Now, I am making 120, and I'm going to be taking 80 off. That leaves 40 aluminium casing. And I have a solution for that, because we're going to need more of them, I think. I'm going to bring this to there. Bring this out just a little bit, and then ramp it up over here. And then bring this one into the second notch, and this one over the top. And it's too long. So pop it there, 2 clicks up, and in. Right, so once the computers arrive, we have pretty much everything that we need. I'll just make sure all these belts work. Everything is feeding into the machines. Right, so that looks like everything is in and ready to go. So all I have to do is plug it in after I delete this because it's ugly. I will grab a line from here, plug it into there, and we are getting what we need. All right, green lights, good. So once again, these are pretty slow. They're going to take some time to fill up, but yeah, we'll wait for the first ones to come out. And there you go. There we go. Radio control units. First 2 are through. And the next 2. All right, good. So we're making them. Now, also, since I've been making the crystal oscillators, I have been able to put up radio towers. Those are radio towers. They are very high, and they serve quite an important purpose. So if you go to your map now, I've got a few of them up. I've got one over there. I've got one somewhere over here at the original base. And then another one over here, another one. Anyway, so the point is, it shows you where all the resource nodes are. And it puts a little tick mark if you have a mine on those resource nodes. So you can actually go through. Now, you can't see the purity. Oh, you can see the purity. Oh, that's nice. So you can come through here and you can see points of interest. I don't know if anything else gets unlocked to view, but this is pretty cool. It shows you where all the ore deposits are within range of your tower. And as you can see, it's like a circle like that size. I don't know how big that is. If the map's 8 kilometers, this might be a range of about, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 kilometers diameter. Anyway, point is, you don't need a heck of a lot of them. You just need to dot them around the map, and they will open areas for you to see what resources there are, which is very cool. So I have a few of them. They are very impressive to look at. All right, well, I've got 20 radio control units with me now. It's not going to be enough. It's going to take a while for the stock to build up so that I can carry on doing what I want to do, because drones are pretty expensive. Anyway, I got a little bit of preparing to do before the drones come, because drones unfortunately don't operate on hope and prayer. They need fuel. So I may have to cut a little bit of fuel off to make sure that I'm getting enough packaged turbo fuel, because the regular fuel is just, it's horrible, which means there'll probably need to be a drone port around here, a refueling drone port, where other drone port areas where there are like a couple of drone ports can come here, get some fuel, and then feed the other drone ports. But yeah, we'll get there when we need to. While we're looking over the ever-expanding factory, you'll notice that there's a platform out over the cliffs. I found in that direction a nitrogen resource well, which we're going to take advantage of pretty soon, because we need to turn it into some nitric acid, mix it in with turbo fuel, and we have rocket fuel, so that's coming soon. And then over on that side, what I've done there, I haven't connected it all up, but there is, you can see at the top, there's a mine up there. It brings more bauxite down, and I've already started preparing. I've got the next setup going. The bauxite is already here. I just don't need it yet, so I'm not plugging in the water or the power to get this going. But we have a second set of refineries to handle more aluminium production. I think we're going to need it. There are other things like heat sinks. There is a lot of need later on for alkyd sheeting, so that's going to happen. So I will be expanding this, but I think that will be the last. I don't think I'm going to need any more than that for the rest of the game. Anyway, I'm going to head back to base, because maybe by the time I get there, there's going to be enough radio control units to maybe do the hub milestone. Oh yeah, I got 52. Might be enough. Let's check. So we go to tier 8, aeronautical engineering. We need 50. Perfect. We will select that milestone. I don't have everything, but I have a lot of stuff. I'll just have to pull some motors and aluminium casings out of my storage. But I think I have everything. And that goes in, and aeronautical engineering ready for launch.
Milestone reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind of fuel for the drones to function. Fixit had several restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially since everything is recorded.
Okay, so that's done. The next thing on the list would be nuclear power. That needs supercomputers. We're not there yet. Advanced aluminium. We are producing all of this stuff, so relatively soon we'll get that. I'm going to skip nuclear power for now, although I do want to get started with the magnetic field generator. But I do already have the stuff. I'm just going to be saving up radio control units for a little while, because the drone ports are expensive. So let's have a look at them. Under transport, drone port. Yep, we need 10 radio control units for those. And all the other stuff that we're making. That's pretty cool. And then for each drone, it's 1 radio controller. Well, it's actually not that bad. All right, well, this will happen a little faster than I planned. Anyway, it looks like we have the ability to start with the drone ports almost immediately. All right, so we are close to the turbo fuel, which is kind of the best option I have at the moment, and I finally have a use for it. Let's have a look at this drone port and see how we can slot it in so it looks decent. All right, what am I missing? Oh, surface is too uneven. So it needs to go onto platforms. I wonder if I can drop this platform by 1. Wait a minute, how big was it? Okay, so it needs to be 3 wide. All right, that's cool. So I'm going to be building on top of this for the rocket fuel. So this needs to be a little out of the way. So what I'll do here, drop this down, grab that, and make this platform over here. So it's looking like it's going to be a 3x3. And then I can take this first one, the top level, off. Okay, let's check this out and see if it works. Okay, the ports will come in this side, and that looks like the spot. Right, let's have a look. Yep, it's connected up over here, and I can actually take these out. So it only covers 3x2. And then I've got the ports coming in here, which is absolutely spot on. Now we have a drone port. So each drone has a home port. This one will not have a drone on it, but it will have an input. So if we head back down here, I'm going to need to just extend this. And I think if you're putting fuel in, let's just see. Okay, so you can have things coming in 2 directions. That's fine. But if you're putting fuel in, I think it actually fuels the drones. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. So I need to bring that container's contents up to there. And if I bring that to there, conveyor belt up the line, we can put it in the middle. Doesn't really matter. And then the input right there. Okay, so that should start taking in the turbo fuel. Once I've got it plugged in, of course. Pop it over here and power it up. Right. Let us see what's happening. All right, so this is filling up. All right, well, that's a good start. We have our first drone port, but it's not going to have a drone on it. The most important thing is that we bring AI limiters across from that side to this side. And it needs to come into somewhere in this area, and I'm pretty sure that I can use this platform. There aren't any high belts underneath this close by, just that one. No, that's fine. And at this stage, I don't know if I'm going to be going a lot higher in this area. I might. Right, now this may prove a little tricky being this close, because we're going to have to ramp belts over each other to refuel. That's fine. So, first drone port, turn around, just H it so that I can see what's happening. There we go. That's the spot. Bring it back. Is that correct? It's giving me yellow. What is it clipping with? I don't know. It only gives me yellow sometimes. All right, well, that's one down. Next one, bring that back. Is in the right position. There we go. So chances are this will be quite an important drone hub where we'll have potentially many drones flying around. We will call this, give these names. So this will be called IT Cluster Refuel. We'll call this the AI Limiter Drop-Off. There we go. Now we'll need to power these. I can get a power line from this, which I recently moved, which caused me a few problems because it cut off things again, and yeah, anyway. So I'll put the pole there. I need to sort out some organizing underneath first. Yeah, this is not going to be as easy as I thought. This is a good idea to go underneath with kind of one space on a logistics level, but belts need to cross. Now, I could just put them through the floor and get them to where they need to go. In this case, I think I'm going to have a small problem because it needs to go in here, but then stuff needs to come out here. So I need to put a splitter in. This is going to be for the fuel, and maybe I should wait until daytime to do this. I'll give this a little bit of space. So it's going to bring fuel from here and into there, and I've got then enough space to take a conveyor hole and drop this or take it up or whatever I might be planning on doing. So that one is there, and it's going to be plugging in to here, but I need to get this out first. So AI limiters, I think I'm going to drop them down. I'm going to need them over here because this is where the supercomputers are going to happen. Alright, well, I hope that works because it's going to be tough to get back in here after this. Alright, so then I can just take this line and plug this into here. And then we can get our first drone built. Why would I be doing this at night? Please hold. All right, well, daytime's happened. So let's get our first drone sorted out. Oh, before we do that, there's a ladder here. And if we go down the ladder, we can actually put a wall with a door over here, make it look all nice and neat, and then go back up again. I thought there was a nice little detail. Anyway, so this is our refueling spot. So we'll grab a drone, and I'm missing... Oh, they need portable miners. Good lord. All right, well, I'm going to need 2 drones. So let me make myself a couple of portable miners. All right, that's done. Now we can do a drone. So, drone. And we can put it over there. And do we name this drone? Interact with drone port. All right, so I'm going to need to give this a little bit of fuel just to get it started. So I'll drop that in there. Okay, so the destination will be fuel pickup. Oh, apparently you can fly on these. Let's see how that goes. When drone's taking off, just make sure you have your jetpack enabled because they move around a bit. Alright, if you stand on the top, you are going to slide off. So, honestly, I could have brought this fuel over by pipe. This is a heck of a trip to make. Oh, we're pretty high up. Oh, there's my factory. My other factories are over there. Ah, you see, that's why. Yeah, and I've got no momentum either. Okay, so that's going to go over there. It's going to pick up the fuel. Alright, so we are collecting fuel. Hopefully. Alright, that's good. And then it's going to start doing its thing again. We're going to go to the other side, make sure that that's happening. So if we look at the AI drop-off, there's no fuel. So hopefully when that one arrives back, and I'm really regretting, well, look, I mean, this will be good for an exercise, but for faraway destinations, that's great. But for close-by destinations, I could honestly have pulled a belt through. Anyway, where is it? Oh, it's back already. Right, so that's going to offload. And it's got 30... No, hang on. Now, let's see what it does. So it should be incoming. Yep. And it's starting to go out. And this is taking off again. And is it coming in here? Yes, it is. All right, well, that's good. Because now a drone that I'm going to put over on that side, which I need to go and get to now. Why is there never a train when I need one? But anyway, the drone port that I'm going to put over on that side to bring the AI limiters across, I'm going to just need to top up with a little bit of fuel so it can make its first run. And then it'll fuel at that drone port. Yeah, I was going to do this by train. As you can see, there's a track heading in that direction. So, these are the AI limiters. And currently they are just standing still because... Why? Because they are going into a storage down here. Alright, well, kind of thinking I need to pull it out of this storage. So I'm going to just put the drone port over here. Nothing fancy. I'm just going to put it straight on the ground. Let's see if I can center it up to something. Let's put it in there. Okay, that's right. And this is right. And now the input. Put a conveyor hole over here. Put that in over there. We'll quickly come in here and name this AI limiter pickup. Pickup. No, just pickup. And then I just have to bring a belt over here. That should be close to being right. So we'll grab a belt, put it in there, belt that across to there. Now, that should be bringing out AI limiters. It is indeed. Okay, good. Bring some power down to this one. And then we're going to pop a drone in here. Well, actually, no. I think I'm going to make the home port. Yeah, I'm going to make the home port for this drone on the other side, because that's where the AI limiters are needed. So, is it a good idea? Because if I have for example, another AI limiter factory somewhere in the world, I'd want to deliver it to the same port. No, this is the right place to put the drone. That way, multiple can deliver to that same port. So, drone, pop some fuel in over here so that the drone will actually be able to take off. Okay, so AI limiter pickup to AI limiter drop off. Status, no, I don't know what that means. Oh, you can have multiple stops. Okay, cool. All right, well, let's, I'm not going to be able to beat it there, I don't think. And it appears we have delivery. And I think is it just arriving now? It is just arriving. Okay, that's the fuel, actually. This one, fuel is going in. Oh, have I got this plugged into the wrong port? Oh, jeepers, I have. Oh, my word. It's not supposed to go into the input port. Well, I'll fix that mistake. It's supposed to go into the fuel port. Alright, so I'm going to need to grab all of this out. And there we go. Now that's fueling. I hope there's enough fuel for it to get back. Alright, so this one seems to be refueling itself, which is good. This one is... it's fueled. And we have some stuff. Alright, we have AI limiters. And that means we can make supercomputers. Right, so we need computers, AI limiters, high-speed connectors, and some plastic. High-speed connectors are right here. Computers are right there. AI limiters are right here. I could almost put that supercomputer thing here, because the only thing that we're missing is plastic. And if we hop in here and destroy a piece of wall, well, I just happen to have a plastic belt right here. Convenient. So convenient. So that means that, what the heck? I'm gonna put a manufacturer in over here because I'm only gonna have one. Now, the reason I'm gonna have one is because this one is one of the candidates for summer sloop overcharging. So if we put down this machine, that's not where it's gonna live, but yeah. So we put this down and we look at the supercomputer. All of these parts, except maybe for the plastic, although that does have a lot behind it, but all of these parts have a massive manufacturing line behind them. Massive amounts. I mean, the computers, pretty much everything from down that way to here was for the computers. So to quadruple the amount of power, it'll be an extra 165. To increase this to, what is that, 3.75 per minute? To double this for an extra bit to avoid having to increase the size of builds to accommodate a second machine. I think that's actually a very, very good deal. And besides, you know, I'm making 25 computers. I could spare a few, but there are a lot of systems that are using computers as well. So I wouldn't want to put a strain on it. So I'm really, really tempted to just pop this in over here. Why does that line not look right? Oh, it's out. That's not good. Anyway, yeah. So I could grab computers over here and put them in there. That's easy. AI limiters from here, high-speed connectors from there, and then I can just bring the plastic in from underneath. Let me see how I'm going to position this. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it there. I'm going to have the inputs over on this side. This may just work. And then on this side, I have left enough space for storage over here. Yeah, it's a tight squeeze, but, you know, it will do what it needs to do. So, from this side, I'll bring a belt of high-speed connectors through this way. Try and line it up with that. So, that will be there. Okay, that's there. And we can run this one straight in. That means that this one is most likely going to be the plastic. So, I'll just put a floor hole there. Put one of these in. It is facing the right direction. Okay, so there I will bring the plastic up. Then AI limiters. Okay, that is the correct spot. It is where it is coming out. Put that over there. I'm going to need to temporarily extend a platform, I think. Belt that up to there. Put that in there. Then I can get rid of this. Alright, that's AI limiters in. Computers. Computers are right here. Let's grab another one of these. I'm not going to take it all the way up. I'm going to turn it like that. Grab a belt out of this. Have I got enough space? I think I do. Conveyor lift to there. Grab a belt. Now, how close is that? So I'm going to have to bring it back a little from there. So follow that line out and pop it in there. Now, that's probably going to run down at a bit of an angle. Yeah, not too fond of that idea, but for now that's going to have to do. Right, then the only thing left to connect is the plastic. So for that we'll head downstairs, and I'm probably going to need to put in a foundation piece or two so that I can get there. So I can remove this, get rid of those, and I remove this piece as well. Put the lift in over here, turn it sideways, make sure it's right. Yes, it is. Bring a conveyor belt. Now that's going to go right just off the middle, and in you go. Plastic coming. Good. And I can close the wall up, and I think that this is going to bother the heck out of me, so Let's do something. I'm going to bring it down. Oh gosh, no. Let's see if I'm able to do it this way. Put that there and then bring it down. Ah, it's too close. Come on, man. Bring it to there. And bring it... Can't actually go... Can't ramp it down. Yeah, because you can't have two ceiling mounts under each other unless... No, you can't do that. Oh, wait, you can. Oh, you can. Okay, so this is on that line. If we go on to... Ah, I did not know that. Now I can bring it down to there and it works, and that can go in. Ah, I didn't know that you could do that. Well, there you go. You learn something every day. Much neater. Now I can get rid of things. Yeah, that looks much better. Alright, I've been messing around and I haven't plugged things in. So, we got the power, which is right here. So basically I can just pull a line from there straight into there, and this will start making supercomputers. There we go. Alright, and what I'll do here is just put storage over here. Okay, so there's the box. Dimensional depot on top. That in there. Everything here seems to be okay. So the last step then is just to go with 4 summer sloops and go boom, and just like that, we're making more without using any more resources back down the line. So there you go, 3.75 supercomputers per minute. Lovely. That also means that I can start on the next project assembly part, which fortunately only uses an assembler, and that is the directory assembly system. It uses 1.5 adaptive control units and 0.5 supercomputers. Now this is going to be scaled down a little bit because it's going to be doing 0.5. That's all I need further down the line, but it will also mean that I'm not overusing the adaptive control units, which I'm currently only making 1 per minute of. That is just right. So that does mean that I need to put in a smart splitter at the back, because obviously I'm not putting anything into storage yet. That smart splitter is going to have to come up, and then the adaptive control units are over there, and I could belt them back into this area, or I could take the supercomputers to that side. I think there's quite a lot of stuff there already. Let me just go and have a look at space. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to bring... I'll put some batteries in here. Just while we're on that battery thing, let's have a look at our power situation, because we're really doing very well. Max consumption is just under 12 gigawatts. Our production is at 26, and it's going to get huge. It's going to get much bigger than that. So we are fine on power. I've only got 2 batteries. I was hoping that it would stabilize, but I think I need to put them somewhere else so that they stabilize the power. Anyway, back to where we were. Yeah, I can bring a belt of supercomputers over this way and then put them into assembler. I have this machine right here making the adaptive control units. Perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. Right, so smart splitter over here. I'm going to put a belt in there, a belt in there, and I'm going to have to bring that platform out again so I can see my height. Alright, let's get to the top, because that's where we're going to be taking it. And I think that's correct. Yep, and we'll just follow the same line as the computers, maybe stack on top. I can get rid of this assembler now, and let's immediately stack. Raise that up to there. And look at all those supercomputers, man. Actually, we haven't even looked at them yet. Very cool. Different skin on them compared to what they were. This one looks very cool. Right, and here we are. We have the supercomputers up here. And I think maybe what I will do, because I don't really want these stored, I'm going to bring a belter on this side, stack it on here, and bring it over to that spot. Alright, well here come the adaptive control units. I need to just connect another piece of belt to here. And this is literally just one assembler. I don't even need to do anything fancy here. All I have to do is decide where exactly I'm going to put it. And I'm thinking that, like, I'm going to keep it simple. Just put it right in over here. See if we are centered. One back. No, these things don't center very well. That'll do. So I might have to trim this line back a little bit. Grab this, toss it in there. Yep, I'm going to have to trim this one. Take that out, and bring this into there. And hopefully these can both just drop in. Yep, there we go. assembly director system. I'm going to put these in because I don't really need to have them in my inventory right now. Okay, there are the supercomputers. They are coming. And then I'll just have, we don't need a lot of these, so I'm just going to have a small container. Turn it the correct way around. Belt in. And then I just got to add the power, which I'll bring from that side and put a power pole nicely in line right there and plug it in. And assembly director systems are being built, and I need to underclock this to 0.5. There we go. It's very slow, but it doesn't matter. We don't need millions of them. We just need them to build up while we're doing other stuff. In fact, I'm just going to put a big one in here because it's going to keep building up. Okay, so large storage container right there. Belt that in, and then we'll see how that goes. How are we doing, by the way? Oh, we're getting there. First one's almost coming out. Oh, well, the first one came out. It went out so fast I didn't even see it. So there it is. We have our first assembly director system. That is the first phase 4 item that is needed to send up there. So good. And we have drones. Let me see. I also just need to check how the smart splitter is working. So I think I should just split them evenly. That belt at the top will eventually back up, but for now, yeah, later it'll be good to have an overflow, but for now I need some of these things in hand, and I also need those directory assembly systems to be made. So with any luck, we'll get some in here. Unless just for now we change this just to a splitter. Hold down control, hover over it, boom, it's now a splitter. No more smart, just dumb splitter. But that should mean supercomputers. I have a couple in storage now. Good. Alright, so the supercomputers I have to build up for a bit because this milestone requires 50 of them. That'll allow us to get the magnetic field generator started. But I want to kind of get this one. And I have the stuff. So let's select this milestone. Oh, radio control units are in. I'll just grab all the other stuff and we can send it off. I think I have everything now. That's in, and those in, and launch.
Milestone reached. The resource well pressurizer and extractor can harvest nitrogen, crude oil, and water from underground wells. Nitrogen, being a gas, does not need pumps for pipeline transportation. Fixit does not process most of your metrics, but I do. According to Fixit predictions, you are exploiting this planet with unexpected efficiency. They did always struggle to see the true potential of things. Nothing about you is unexpected to me, and therefore you are performing exactly as expected.
Thank you, Ada. All right, well, that's about that then. So I'll give the supercomputers a chance to build up while I am exploiting, let's see, where are they? There we go. Resource wells and the extractors, which fortunately don't need supercomputers, because I think in the next episode, we're going to get some more power. We're going to get probably enough to carry us through to the end of the game. And we may not have to do nuclear at all. We might do it anyway just to show it off. We are going to make rocket fuel. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on the playthrough and how I'm playing it at the moment. I think it's working out. Time will tell. Obviously, you do spend a lot of time in this game. The exploring takes a long time. Finding summer sloops, mersospheres, hard drives out in the world does take a bit of time. So you have time. There's no need to make massive amounts of items, huge factories. That's not necessary because you have time for small amounts to build up. For example, I already have 200 radio control units in my dimensional depot. It's fantastic. And in just a short time, I have 13 supercomputers. So yeah, it's looking good. But thank you very much for joining me. And until next time, cheers.